Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Vinyl Then, your channel for record collecting by record collectors. I'm Nick. It's Tuesday, time to talk about some new releases coming out this Friday, February 23rd. There's about 450 albums coming out this week. I got 14 on my list for today. There's a bunch of links down below. Make sure you check them out. There's links for the Vinyl Then Facebook group, for the merch page, for the Spotify and Apple Music playlist I put together every week, and the Patreon page. Make sure you go check all that out. Of course, if you enjoyed the episode, make sure you give me a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button down below. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you're notified every time I release new episodes. So like I said in the intro, there's about 450 albums coming out this week. I'm only going to talk about 14 on the show today, though. So if there's something I don't talk about, make sure you drop me a comment down below. Let me know what you're looking forward to picking up. And like always, if you're unable to find any of these in your local brick and mortar stores, I'll put links down below in the comment section. All these should be available online. I think one of the big releases this week is going to be this Van Halen Live Right Here, Right Now 4LP set that's coming out. This was released back in 1993. This is actually an RSD release for last year. When it was released for Record Store Day last year, it was on red vinyl. This is going to be on black vinyl. Like I said, it's a 4LP set. It's going to run you about $95 online. This is all recorded during the 1992 Foreign Lawful Carnal Knowledge tour. You know, I was never a huge fan of this CD when it was released. I never thought it sounded all that great. I kind of held off when this was released on vinyl last year. We did see some reviews on it. Hands down, this is a far superior sounding album than that original CD was. This does include the 24 original tracks that are on the CD, plus it's got 4 additional tracks. This is one of my favorite RSD releases last year, and I'm not the biggest Van Hagar fan, but this is, like I said, this is easily a far better sounding version than that CD. It's one I'm definitely glad I grabbed last year. And then you got the new solo album from Ace Frehley coming out. This is 10,000 Watts. This is his 8th solo album. There's multiple variants that are going to be available. So I know there's an indie exclusive version. There's also a couple other ones I saw. There's one that's available on his website. So there should be definitely plenty of copies to go around for this one. It's going to run you about $30 online. Of course, known as the founding one of the founding members of Kiss. In my opinion, I think he's a really underrated guitarist. I haven't really checked out any of his full studio albums or solo albums. I've only kind of occasionally listened to stuff here or there. I know a bunch of people that are really excited for this album. I'll definitely add it to my list to stream and check out this week. You also got Neil Young and Crazy Horse Dume coming out this week. At least I think that's how you pronounce it. So this one's going to run you about $33 online. There's an indie exclusive version. It's going to run you a couple dollars more. It comes with a lithograph. I'll say it's like $35 or $36, at least here in my local stores. So this is all previously unreleased stuff. This is all released as part of the Neil Young Archives Collection 2 or Volume 2 series that came out. I think it was 2020 when that got released. Most of this had never been released prior to that. These were all recorded during the Zuma recording sessions back in 75. A couple of these tracks ended up being on Zuma. And like I said, a lot of it ended up being unreleased for years. It's the first time it's going to be available on vinyl. Should be a pretty cool release to check out. And you also got King Diamond Masquerade of Madness coming out. This was released digitally back in 2019. It has never been available on any kind of physical form since then. It's a 3-song, 12-inch EP. It's got, well, I guess it's a 12-inch single is what it is, but it's going to run you around $27. It's going to be on cream vinyl. So you got Masquerade Madness on here. Then you got 2 live tracks. So you got Welcome Home and Arrival. It comes with a collectible paper mask. You know, if you're a King Diamond fan, this should be a cool one to check out. I do need to stream those songs and give them a listen, though. The next album is one that, I'm surprised I didn't know anything about. I haven't listened to this. It's been out for 25 years and is available on streaming services too, so I definitely will check this one out. I'm a big Prince fan, but this is Prince, The Vault, Old Friends for Sale. It's going to run you around $24 online. This was released just before Raven to the Joy Fantastic. And like I said, I'm surprised. I've never checked this out, but this is 10 tracks that were recorded between 85 and 94. All of them had been previously unreleased before this came out back in 99. And so the original liner notes on this when it was released back in 99 said intended for private use only, which I thought that was kind of interesting. I know nothing about any of these tracks. Like I said, I'm a big Prince fan. I love, especially like I said, the mid 80s until mid 90s, I think is a classic period for Prince. So it's definitely one I'll check out. And then you also got the self-titled debut album from Winger getting reissued this week. Came out back in 88. This is going to be on translucent green vinyl. This is the 4th time since the beginning of 2020 that this album has been reissued. I know from 88 until 2020, it hadn't been reissued at all. So it was an album that a lot of people were looking for. And then, like I said, over the last couple of years, over the last 4 years, it's been reissued 4 times. Friday Music has released all 4 of them. They all sound fantastic. This is actually a reissue of the 2020 release. Like I said, that was the only other one that was on translucent green vinyl. I have a copy of it in my collection. It sounds absolutely fantastic. So if you don't have a copy of this album, make sure you grab it this week. It was a big album when it came out. It hit number 21 on the Billboard 200 charts. 17, I think, was the big track on there. There's another one on there too. What was the second track? Headed for a Heartbreak was the other big single that was on there. 2 great tracks. I think there's better tracks on the album, but it's a really good one. If you haven't listened to that in a long time, it's good to at least go back through and check it out. Pretty cool looking jazz releases coming out this week is Gil Evans and Astrud Gilberto. Look at the Rainbow. This was released back in 1966. This is part of the Verve by Request series, which, it's a little bit different than what Blue Note does with the Tone Poet series and the Classic series. I feel like with these Verve by Request series releases, they're a little bit outside of my wheelhouse when it comes to jazz music. And I still have loved all the releases that they've done so far. So this is the one I'm definitely looking forward to. So Astrud Gilberto, if you're unfamiliar with her, make sure you go back through and check her stuff out. But she teams up with Gil Evans and Creed Taylor, puts together easily the best album of her career. It's the one, like I said, I'm definitely looking forward to grabbing that one. It's gonna run you about $30 online. And they also got Gracie Abrams, the Good Riddance acoustic shows. This is all stuff that she did with Aaron Dessner, of course, from the National. Recorded, I think it was in September of last year. A couple of different, I think there's 3 different shows that this is all taken from. There was a show at McKintrick Hotel in New York, Riverside Revival in Nashville, and the Masonic Lodge in LA. It's all pressed on magenta vinyl. There's 9 tracks on here. It's going to run you about $28. I was totally unfamiliar with who Gracie Abrams was until I saw her open up last year for a concert I was at. I was really impressed with her. I've slowly kind of started getting into summer hearing music. If you're unfamiliar with her, definitely make sure you check her out. The next album is one that I've been waiting for a while to get reissued. As soon as pre-orders went up a couple of months back, I made sure I grabbed a copy. But this is Neck Deep, Life's Not Out to Get You. This was released back in 2015. It was their second studio album. It's going to be on blood red vinyl. It's going to run you about $24 online. If you're unfamiliar with who Neck Deep is, they're a Welsh pop punk band. They've been around, 10 or 15 years. They've released some really good albums. I think this is probably the best that the band has done. If you're gonna check them out, this is a really good album, I think, to start with. If you're a fan of Sum 41, if you're a fan of Newfound Glory, I think you might like what Neck Deep is doing. Like I said, really good album. Make sure you check that one out. And then this next one I want to bring this up just because I think the pricing is kind of ridiculous on it. And when this originally came out last year, I kind of said something about it then also. But this is Twisted Sister, Under the Blade. This was released in 1982. It was their debut album. It's a 2 LP release. It's on silver vinyl. This is a reissue of what Friday Music released last year. The second LP, I get it. You're getting a bunch of not a bunch, but you are getting some extra material. There's some demos on here. There's some live material. There's some alternate takes on here. But it's a 2 LP release, and they're asking $70 for it, which I think it's pricing like this. I think kind of drives away some casual music fans. If this thing should easily be, I can see, $40-$45 for it, but 70 just seems a little ridiculous to me. So you also got 2 albums by White Lion getting reissued this week. The second one is one that hasn't been available on vinyl in over 30 years. So the first one is Big Game. This was released back in 1989. This is their 3rd studio album. It's going to run you about $33 online. So this is a music on vinyl release, but it's not the limited music on vinyl release. That came out a few years ago on colored vinyl. This one's just going to be on black wax. Should be pretty widely available to grab a copy if you're looking for it. I will say that Friday Music is also doing a version of this. Comes out, I think it's next month or the month after. But the Friday Music release is going to be on, there's going to be a gold version of it and a silver version of it. So you got a couple different copies of this that's going to be coming out over the next couple of months. This is the follow-up to their gigantic album Pride, which of course was their big breakthrough album. And while Pride is probably I guess a better known album, I think Big Game is the most complete album that the band ever released in their career. I've always enjoyed it since it first came out. So you got that coming out, and then you also got Main Attraction getting reissued. This is one that was released back in 1991, has not been available on vinyl since then. This is their 4th album. It's going to run you about $35 online. This is one's going to be on silver vinyl. This is also music on vinyl release. It's limited to 1,500 copies. It might be kind of harder to grab. I do have a copy on pre-order, but we'll see if I get a copy of it. I know music on vinyl releases can be kind of harder, especially the limited ones, because they're pressed in the Netherlands, I think. So sometimes it takes an extra week or so to make it over here to the U.S. And because they are limited, they are kind of harder to grab. So we'll see if I'm able to grab one this week. So I started the episode today with an RSD 2023 reissue. I'm going to end it with two more. So the first one is Lil Wayne, I Am Music. Like I said, this is an RSD release from last year, getting reissued this week. It's a 2 LP release. It's going to be on red vinyl. It's going to run you about $51. This is the first time they've ever released a career-spanning compilation from Lil Wayne, who I've long considered one of the greatest rappers of all time. I absolutely love his music. I didn't have any of it on vinyl until I bought this release for Record Store Day last year. So it's cool one to check out if you're a fan of Lil Wayne. You got 18 tracks across 2 LPs. It includes all of his best-known stuff on here. But so that's a cool one to check out. And then the last one on the list is Post Malone, The Diamond Collection. Also an RSD release from last year. Also a 2 LP release. This one's going to run you about $40. So the RSD version last year was on clear vinyl. The one this week says it's on metallic silver vinyl, but it kind of looks like the clear version, so I'm not sure. I'm just going to kind of go with the description I'm getting, and that's going to be on silver vinyl, so maybe there's a little bit difference between this one and the RSD release from last year. So Post Malone holds the record for the most diamond, the most diamond singles in music history, and they're all on this album. I think there's 18 tracks on here. Yeah, there's 18 tracks across 2 LPs, released to celebrate that huge milestone of his career. I absolutely love everything on this compilation. This is another one I grabbed for Record Store Day last year. This has been one of my favorite compilations over the last couple of years. Well, that's all you got for today, guys. Thanks for checking the show out. Make sure you drop me a comment down below. Let me know what you're looking forward to picking up this week. I got that Neck Deep on pre-order. I got Main Attraction on pre-order. I do have Big Game on pre-order also, but it's the Friday music version of it. I'll definitely stream the Ace Frehley album. I'll stream that Neil Young album. I'll stream that Prince album. So, like I said, we'll see what I end up grabbing this week, but I think there's definitely some good stuff coming out. Let me know what you guys think, though. If you enjoyed the episode, make sure you give me the thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button down below. That's all I got. Until next time, keep on spinning. Peace.